In this video, I'm going to teach you how to add minutes to time. So what we want to do here is take this time here, 3:32 p.m., and add 20 minutes to it. Put that over here. But the first thing is we have to determine what this really is, because I will show you in a minute here. It could be a time, it could be a date and a time. So over in this cell in B11, I'm going to say equals, click on the cell to the right, C11, and press the Enter key. Now I have this cell formatted simply as a number, so 0.65. Basically, time is always a decimal, but we just format it to look like this with the hours and the minutes and the AM, PM. So when I right click on here, go to Format Cells, you'll see that I've got a custom format with the hour, the colon, minutes, AM, and PM. If I change it back to a number, there's that 0.65. So really, that's what it is underneath, is just a decimal. The closer you get to 1, the whole number, the integer, the closer you are getting to midnight. So now if I drag this down, like, look what's going to happen. We've got two things here that look the same, 3:32 p.m. and another one here. But there's a big difference. When I drag this down, you'll see. Here we have 41,385 and this same decimal part, 0.65, the same with this one. So when you look at these, it's actually a little bit deceiving. And I'll just get the, here we go. So these two look to be the same, the first two, but they're actually not the same. And the third one looks different from the first two, but it's actually the same, as you can see right in here. It's the same as the second one, exactly the same. We're just hiding the date portion. So here's the date portion. Now, if I were to go to this cell, and once again, I'm going to right-click and Format Cells, or the shortcut is Control. Hold down the Control key and press number 1. You'll see here how it's formatted. It has the date, the day, the month, and the year, as well as the time portion. And the one above only has the time formatting, as we see right in here. So, how are we going to add 20 minutes to this time? Well, if we add 20, it's actually going to add 20 days. Because remember how I said the closer you get to a 1 or a full integer, that's an entire day. Here it's 0.65, 65% of 1 day. So over here we have to do a couple of things. We have to convert that 20 days into minutes. So the first thing is equals. I click on this cell, and we have to divide it by 24, which is the number of hours in a day. And we also have to divide it by 60, which is the number of minutes in an hour. We do that, and now we can take this. Let's just put it in brackets. We do our conversion first. And then we will say plus, go back to the original time, and I press the Enter key. So there we have it. It's 3:52 p.m. We have added 20 minutes to this time right here. So I'll just review this once again. I'm going to copy this text, and I'm going to put it over here where it's a little easier to see. So the formula was taking D11, which is the cell here, the 20 minutes, dividing it by 24, and dividing it by 60, and then we add C11, which is our time component. So now this 20, which is really like 20 days, we have to convert it into a smaller amount so we can, these two cells can sort of talk to each other. So there's our answer. Now if I drag this down, it still works for this cell. So here we have a date, and we also have 3:32 p.m. with 22 seconds. And then, of course, I could drag this down. Now you might get a little, see, it's going to add nothing because there's nothing in this cell. So I can add 20 minutes, I can add 60 minutes, and that is how we do it. We have to convert it and then do the math.